This is Faith. I'd like to address part of this. Stars here says bad company corrupts good character. Maybe it's not her, but why is she comfortable with you around people who are promoting things like witchcraft? Let's go over that first, shall we? First off, I'd like to point out that Stars Are Angels has told me multiple times that he is in love with a witch. Okay? So, for him to be judging me based on who my friends are when he says he's in love with a witch. He's told me he loved her multiple times, blah blah blah, but he still insists that God says that everything is gonna change, that they're gonna be together, stuff like that. I can believe that's possible, yes, but if he's gonna be in love with a witch, he shouldn't be judging me on who I hang out with, first off. And second off, I never really told Chanel much about who I was hanging out with over on VRChat anyway, so. It's still not Chanel's fault. Blaming her for things she didn't do doesn't help, and being a gigantic hypocrite about it doesn't help his case either. I understand that within this community, you are just supposed to be okay with whatever hypocrisy the leaders have, or those who are considered to be above you have. You're not supposed to question any of their hypocrisy whatsoever, because they're above you, they're holier than thou. They're better than you, supposedly. But, you know what? I'm just not gonna tolerate that. Stars is a hypocrite again and again and again. You know, things probably would have turned out a lot differently had he stuck to his spiritual path with Jesus instead of leaving his spiritual path with Jesus and then trying to force me out of it. But he didn't do that, so I started seeking out more spiritual people to hang out with. So, yeah. Anyway, I felt like I needed to be around more spiritual people since I didn't really fit in with any of the standard Christians, and in terms of spiritual Christians to hang out with, Stars was all I actually had. And he left that, so. Anyway, let's move on to his next statement here. Firstly, Chanel actually did tell me that the cards were bad. And secondly, he believes that crystals are wrong, but as I've gone over previously, God made crystals. God made energetic properties of crystals. That is not Satan's fault. You can't convince me that it is. My personal take on why crystals are being sold in all the witchcraft stores is because Satan gave the witches just a little bit of the truth with crystals. It's not that Satan created crystals or their properties, but it's because Satan gave them a little bit of truth. Satan commonly does that in order to draw people into things. Every occult store is filled with crystals because it's the grain of truth for the greater lie, I think. If you look throughout all religions, there's always grains of truth in each one. And that the point of all that has always been to draw people in. It's not that crystals are suddenly evil or wrong to use. When God made them, crystals are completely natural. God designed crystals. But I can assure you that it is not the fault of the crystal that Satan wants to swoop in and take credit for something that God did. That's one of Satan's biggest shticks, is to try to swoop in and take credit for stuff God created. So for him to do that here is not a huge surprise or shock. The fact that he managed to convince Christians that it is his fault that God created the crystal is disturbing, but we've gone over that before previously. Anyway, I suppose that's all for now. I am sick of how hypocritical everyone is, and, you know, being a massive hypocrite does not score brownie points with me at all, and I hope Stars understands that. God does not ask for his hypocrisy. No amount of him saying, oh, but I need to judge you for this, meanwhile he's off doing something similar. It's sad, but anyway, I will see everybody next time. Thank you for watching.